Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Tamriel and welcome to a video about The Division, Tom Clancy's The Division. It's a little weird seeing me play a game like that. It was given to me by a really good buddy of mine. Check him out wherever I put him. Check out his channel, subscribe to him. He streams every now and then. Give him some love. I want to talk about some things about Division, as well as tell you 5 things that from a new player, from somebody who's just new to the entire concept of a shooter MMO, or I guess like a console shooter MMO that the game, you know, kind of like Destiny is, from a beginning player to another beginning player out there, or somebody who's considering the game. 5 little tips as you play the game for yourself and just discover it and try out a different MMO, Diablo kind of like crossbreed with some Tom Clancy and third person and guns. First thing I gotta say about The Division is it's actually not bad. Like, as somebody who never played Destiny, as somebody who never really got into like third-person shooters, I played previous Tom Clancy games before, and I loved them. They were really fun. I just wasn't like a huge fan of them. But as somebody who's brand new and completely going in blind into The Division, other than some technical difficulties, it's not that bad. It's actually a pretty solid game with a pretty cool universe, pretty good setup of a combat. Having stable servers for the game is also really good. And in general, being in this kind of like a city setting is also pretty neat. It's not something that's covered a lot in games, especially like in an MMO setting of like a modern day MMO or slightly in the future MMO. At first, from watching people's gameplay of the beta and just in general gameplay, I didn't think you could actually go into a lot of buildings in the game, but it turns out there are a lot of buildings you can actually get in and get out of. Several floors, several stairs, go all the way up to the roof, do a bunch of roof parkour stuff. It's actually kind of neat. The entire world is pretty well built together. The map itself is pretty big, but after maybe a couple months people playing, maybe if the Ubisoft developers could expand it a little bit more, that'd be kind of cool, like maybe with a DLC or a free expansion or something like that, just to make the playground a little bit bigger. Nevertheless, it's a pretty solid title, and I would like to go ahead and tell you 5 tips from a new player to a new player, or possibly a considering buyer, of 5 tips that I could offer you for the game. Number 1, do not buy guns or armor, at least in the very beginning levels. The game drops ton of gear all the time, and there's ton of rewards everywhere. If you really need to get like a gun or something, do a mission with a group or solo or something, and you get a ton of loot just like that. Hell, just run around the city and kill bad guys. You will just get a bunch of greens at first being dropped to you, and then eventually some blues. The guns and gear drop really fast with a lot of pretty decent stats and a huge variety of weapons that you can interchange from. I mostly got assault rifles, but that's what I like. I like assault rifles and sniper rifles in most of my shooters, and that's kind of what I went with, and it was pretty great. Really enjoyed it. So the first thing you should do in The Division is not even worry about buying gear in the very beginning levels. At later levels, when you can buy better weapons and better stuff, that's when you can start worrying about purchasing gear and saving up money and everything like that. But for now, in the very beginning levels, don't even worry about it, just run around with whatever. If you should spend your money on anything at all, it's the weapon upgrades, such as silencers, mags, scopes, possibly dyes, grips, and that's about it. That's a little what I've been spending it on, because my guns so far have been doing amazing damage because of the upgrades that I was able to purchase and save up for. I sell off a lot of stuff, I deconstruct a lot of the items that are absolutely useless, not gonna get me any money, and I craft things such as weapons and gear, and then I buy and spend money on the upgrades, which is pretty awesome. Number 2, if you want a really overpowered weapon that is very easy to get a lot of kills with, go with a rifle, like a sniper rifle, an M1, M44, any kind of rifle will do, because those weapons do some ridiculous damage in beginning levels. The game's ads are known for being bullet sponges. They will suck in as many bullets as I possibly can, even with headshots. Headshots don't kill people in the game, which is a little bit ridiculous, but at the same time, if everything was a headshot kill, then people could just get aimbot and just abuse that system completely. The enemies are bullet sponges, and that's their mechanic. The weaknesses are little explosive pouches on the explosive guys and the head. What you want to do, if you want to do some ridiculous damage in very beginning levels, grab a rifle. Don't have to get a scope or anything, don't have to get any kind of, you know, little attachments on it. You will pretty much be starting to one-shot or two-shot any enemy that you see. You can get behind the cover, aim up, not even scope in, and get some ridiculous headshots and some great two-shots on enemies. When you are in a mission setting with a lot of other players, it is a great way to do some ad clearing. If you possibly can, try to upgrade your rifle with a bigger mag so you can carry more ammo or reload fast, and that's about it. After that, just run around and snipe around. If you don't like sniper rifles, you can always go with the shotgun. Those things do some ridiculous damage up close, some like ridiculous damage up close, but you have to be very close, and that's a little bit dangerous. So for safety, just stick with the sniper rifle. Number 3, loot. Literally everything. This game is full of loot, crafting loot, gear loot, weapons, different grenades, different food buffs you can get from apartments. So literally loot everything out there. Even if you see a refrigerator, loot it. Get some water. The water in the game is actually a pretty decent buff. It lets you do 20% damage against elite mobs, as far as I understand, and it is ridiculously good against bosses. Even if it's across the street or something, go and loot it. Go inside the shop, go loot it real quick, grab something nice from there, grab something good, because it's all good material that you can either sell or use to craft. Number 4 is running around the streets and just doing missions. The game is huge about doing missions, but if you want to just do something solo, do something just by yourself, do something easy, do some encounters that happen all over the city. You got 3 types of encounters that you can do. Medical, which help out the medical branch of the story, security, which help out the security part of the story, and tech, which helps out the tech part of the story, which are all 3 parts of the story that you need to complete in order to really get the lore going. Nevertheless, while you do this event, you'll be earning a lot of points for those 3 branches, as well as getting yourself a lot of loot, a lot of experience, and just in general having fun running around the streets and killing enemies. At the same time, you'll find a lot of people in need that could use food or water, and that's where all the loot that you have from previous point comes in. If a person needs a snack, you got a snack. If a person needs water, you got water. If a person needs canned food, you got canned food. And they can drop you such things as collectibles and accessories that you can wear on your character. You have no idea how many scarves I already got just by helping people out. I'm literally showered in scarves right now on my character. And hey, those scarves, although it's kind of weird being in an MMO that gives you scarves as a transmog or accessory, some of them are pretty stylish. And number 5, grab this scanner from the very start and hold on to it for dear life, because it is the best possible utility anybody can have in a group. If you're going to be running around solo, make sure you have at least the scanner with you. The scanner class skill comes from the medical branch of the game, and it scans the entire area and shows you where the enemies are and how many threats you have within the vicinity, and shows you several points such as their head, the body, the arms, the legs, shows you where they're at, through walls, through ceilings, through floors. It is a fantastic tool to get whenever you're doing a solo mission or you're doing a mission with friends, to scan over the area and figure out how many enemies you have to deal with and strategize. As somebody who's a huge fan of strategying before I execute any kind of maneuvers, I love having the scanner with me, and I feel like it's one ability I will never ever replace out of my repertoire of abilities, because it's just so helpful. As my last couple points, I feel like the game is a nice crossbreed between a classic Tom Clancy's game and a little bit of Watch Dogs. The UI is very Watch Dogs like, meaning it's very free-flowing and kind of just does its thing. It's not in the way, it doesn't get in front of your screen, doesn't just, get right into the gameplay and kind of covers everything, while having a pretty cool post-apocalyptic, a little bit further in the future, the modern day kind of setting of Manhattan. I think it's Manhattan. No, never mind, it's not Manhattan, it's actually New York. Although, is Manhattan in New York? Sorry, I don't know my New York. I lived in the States for maybe about 11 years, but I still know nothing about New York. I've never visited it, although I should. Nevertheless, the city of New York is a fantastic playground to play Division on. I love the setting, I love the clutter and the detail that is in the game, I love the minimalized UI and how smooth everything feels. There are some issues on the PC side with some stuttering, but I think I might have gotten a fix for it. I may or may not make a video for it, but I feel like it's only because I have an AMD processor, which kind of screws me over, plus it's kind of weak as well. Nevertheless, if you want to give this game a try or are considering it, I hope this video helps you out a lot. Or if you are a new player like me, hopefully my tips as a new player can be passed on to your tips as a new player and help you out. Wishing you the best in New York, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Sam. Like, subscribe, and as always, have a great day. See ya. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Sam. Welcome to Hello, what have we got here? Hello ladies, how's it going? Breasts as a treasure thing that. I kinda wanna say you could dress better.